Hey everyone, how's it going? So, I told you I would show you how I fix these. This guy fell, he slipped out of my hands and hit the ground. Fortunately, it didn't shatter, but his legs broke off at the seams. So, what I use to fix this, or even seal small gaps, is I have a little bottle that I've spray painted over so it's opaque. Um, but it's filled with gray resin, same kind of resin you would use in your 3D printer. Um, and I usually keep a Q-tip close by to wipe off excess. But the way I seal these little gaps is I'm gonna let this pour out of here very, very slowly and just run a little bead of resin right along that gap here. And that's good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and expose that to some UV and get that nice and hardened up. Just like so. And this side's sealed pretty well still. Then we've got a really small hairline gap right here that we're gonna seal. Just a very small bead is all we're gonna need for this part. Go ahead and harden that up with our little UV flashlight here. And you can see here there's a little bit larger of a gap, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Just need a very small amount to fill that gap. There we go. Go ahead and expose that part. Get it all hardened up. Now I like to use the resin because it's really viscous, and you could do a little bit at a time, get that hardened up, and then add another layer on top of it, you know, if you need to fill in a deep gap. But there we go. Now there's a little bit of relief, you know, it's raised up a little bit here, so we're gonna go around and sand this all. And what I use is my G tool, this guy right here. Not sponsored by these guys, but it's a great product. This is another sander that I got that I do like, but this little tip falls off really easy, so I don't use it very much. I've thought about gluing this part on so it doesn't do that, but anyhow, we're going to go ahead and use our G tool to sand this down and get it even with the rest of it. I should add that I'm using a piece of, I believe this is 80 grit sandpaper. I just tore off a little piece and glued it to the pad that comes with the G-tool thing. Gets the job done a little faster, and you can go over it with the 200 to 300 grit when you're done with that, and it'll smooth it out. And then of course you're going to put primer over it, and that's going to further smooth everything out a little bit. It'll still keep the details. Alright, so I'm going to go around and finish this up, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're finished with the sanding part. Alright, so we've got this all pretty well sanded down and smooth. As far as I can tell, everything looks pretty good. it's really going to show any spots you missed or anything once you get some paint down on it. So we're gonna go ahead and primer this. It looks like I might have missed a little spot there. So a couple of bumpy areas. Let's sand those down real quick before we try and primer this again here. See how we do. All right, so now we're looking better. Caught these little areas right here that I saw some little bumpies on. Went ahead and sanded those down, and we're looking much better now. So the final test is going to be to pretty much see how it does once we get some primer on here and get these spots all covered up, and then we'll see if we missed anything. So I'll go do that off camera real quick and be right back. All right, so the paint's still a little bit wet, but as you can see, our spots are gone. We're looking pretty good here. Probably needs another coat of primer, but yeah, I think we're right on the money there. Go finish painting this up and let it dry, and then we'll start our zenithal highlight and get going on this model. Cheers.